Tonight I'm feeling a little out of control. Is this me? You wanna get crazy? Cause I don't give a... My creative process is pretty complicated. For one, my husband always says, creative process is to shit all over yourself, and then what comes out is gold, which is complimentary and the truth at the same time, because I torture myself in many ways because I'm an extreme perfectionist and overachiever. And, it's presented in many different ways for me. Sometimes it's organic and really raw vocally and musically and very driven by emotion and vulnerability. And then there's another side of it that comes out and is very empowering and wanting to empower other women and wanting to tell stories about my past and being aggressive coming out of it, and light at the end of the tunnel as far as other messages are concerned. That's always my base for creativity and what I'm inspired lyrically to do. And on this record, I got to venture off into feeling a little more comfortable with my initial pop roots of a decade ago, and make a really fun pop record, but sophisticated and grown in the way that I have over the past 10 or so years. It's a really, really fun ride, and my creative process also starts visually with a lot of mood boards that I create. Constantly ripping out of magazines and having a zillion post-its everywhere, accumulating ideas over the years and keeping them all sort of organized in a way, and then I end up making these huge collages with tacks and poster boards and showing them to the producers and saying, this is what I'm going for, this is the look, let's make the audio to this look. And that's how we sort of initially go in, and I work with these people because with every record I've reinvented myself each and every time, and I get inspired sort of during the touring cycle of the previous record for what the next one's going to be. Constantly, being on the road and being inspired by new sights and sounds and people that I meet. It's all part of the storytelling for me, and then taking a break and absorbing all of it and then putting it into words and sound. So it's all a journey for me, and it's all part of the creative process. Initially, the reason I wanted to make a futuristic departure was, I had this initial vision for myself since I was heavily inspired by Prodigy when I was 15 years old, and I heard their record and I was slapped across the face and I said, what is this and how can I get my hands on it? And I knew at that point at 15 I wanted to make a futuristic sounding record, the same way that I knew at a young age, I wanted to make a inspiration record, paying tribute to the soul and blues and jazz artists and musicians that had inspired me at a super, super young age. I knew that every record I wanted to have a different perspective, and I knew it was the right time and place to do it because of my child and thinking about the next generation in the future. So I said, where's my Prodigy roots? Let me whip those out and put it into this record. And that's how also listening to a lot of electronica at the moment, the Goldfrapp and the Ladytron and the underground artists like Le Tigre came about. 'Cause I'm doing things that I normally won't do. The old me's gone, I feel brand new, and if you don't like it, fuck you. The music's on and